Hello guys, welcome to another Cool Time with Blessed. Today we'll be recording a video and showcasing something different. Over here we can see we've got a Windows server and I've got my Ubuntu box here. So we want to try and see probably how we can maybe build a mod or start from scratch to exploiting the box and maybe escalating privilege if it's possible. So we will start by trying to identify the IP address. This is supposed to mimic an internal pen test. Although this server belongs to a domain, we'll get to find out as we progress with this. So let's use a Nets Discover. The interface, I'm not sure, I'm just going to verify. I want to do that for this interface, so I'm going to copy this and paste this over here. So let's see if I can identify that server in the network, and this seems like the server. Great, so we got the server. I'm going to verify ping 192.168.0.110. It's a Windows server, so we expect that TTL 128. So obviously we're doing some passive enumeration. We can see it's got the time to leave value of 128, so that's the Windows server. So great, we're going to cancel this and quickly run nmap. Let's see if we can do maybe a service version, or maybe a connect scan, a service version, and maybe a default scripts. Let's see, we'll just pass that PN flag, I'm not sure, 192.168.0.110. Let's see if nmap is going to be fast to scan that. And while that is scanning, the attack vector which we're going to be using, will be revealed from the result of our scan. So we're just going to give it a minute to complete, then we'll continue with this. So we can see our nmap result is back. We're just going to look at it and do a bit of analysis here. We can see port 22, port 53, and as well as the services and the versions. Port 88, so there's KBROSEC, there's MSRPC, NetBIOS 139 over TCP, then I'm sure there's 445 as well. Okay, SMB. Then there's LDAP 389. We can as well see a couple of other ports and services opening there on this higher end 3000 WebRIC. Interesting. We can see an LDAP happening in 3268. Then SQL, MySQL is there as well. We might be touching on that later, not in this video. Then we can see a couple of these other high-end ports here. 8009. There's a Java thing happening there. We might be able to do some test the server against maybe log4j later on using some scripts. Then we can see some AJP13. That's Apache JServe. Then we can as well see 8080. There's a song. Okay, cool. Glassfish. We might go after that as well for our initial access. Then 8383. Great. I think I might use this as my initial access. I'm going to verify and see if that works out for us. If 8383 is open, 8181, then 8282 is so somewhere open. We might go after 8282. A quick way to verify is to go to our browser and maybe go to that IP address 192.168.0.110. Then let's check ports 8282. Great, so we see this is open here. So we might be going after this for our initial access. Pretty cool. Okay, cool. Alright, that's what we want to see. Okay, so going back to our nmap, we can see other high-end ports and cool services which actually are of importance, but not for this current video recording. Then looking at the nmap scripts for the SMB, we see OS discovery. gives us an idea of the server, that fingerprinting works perfectly, a bit of the NetBIOS configuration, the fully qualified domain name. We can see it's in the domain. It's actually the domain controller. We can see the SMB security mode, and as usual, mixed sign-in is required, so that's actually enforced. For SMB version 2, it is enabled but not required. That's bad, pretty much bad. Okay, that's it for this nmap results. Now I'm not going to clear that screen. Okay, so now that we have an idea, we're going to go after specific that this Apache. Let's go for the manager. I should do the buster, but I'm going to save you that stress. Or go buster. HTTP 192.168.0.110 on port 82. Maybe that should be in user share. I'm not sure where that word list is at the moment. I'm going to verify. Okay, so we're going to use GoBuster to check if we can find maybe what's in there. I can already see this example. There's host manager, there's manager. I'm going to go after manager. Let me see if I can find something interesting in manager. So I'm going to pass that here and go after that, and let me see if there might be something interesting. If nothing interesting, we'll just go images. I'm using the GoBuster common, so it's pretty much not much in that list. So I see it's finished. Okay, I'm just going to go after manager. Let me see what's there. Okay, and it's asking me to sign in, more or less like we need to authenticate. I'm going to try default credentials for this thing and see if it's going to work. So I tried the default credentials, and that worked. So it gave me this page, and I'm able to upload. Cool. Okay, so maybe I can create a payload, a wire payload, and see if I can more or less try to upload that here. Let me see if I can use MSF console or MSF Venom, if it's a thing here. So I'm going to pass that P Windows. I'm going to create a Windows X64 because I'm specific for my nmap scan. Then I'm going to create a shell. Let's go for a shell reverse, basic shell TCP. Okay, that's fine. L hosts. I'm going to ask my 192.168.0.104, which is my IP. L ports. I'm going to use 2332. I hope that port is free. I hope so. So I'm cool with that. Alright. So then the file formats, I'll give it WAR, since I can see that it takes WAR. Then I'm going to pass the output to, let's just call it initial.war. Okay. We might be able to extract that once we create. So let's have it in here first. Then we'll go over here and see if we can maybe upload that thing over there. If we create this payload, we can attempt to upload it. If it works, then we can maybe force it to start and give us our initial access. Then from there, we'll go over to doing some maybe crack map exec stuff, which is what I really want to showcase here. So I see there is initial.war over there. So let's try to upload that thing in here. I'm going to browse for a WAR file. I'm going to go to that directory where that thing is in YouTube vid, and that's its initial.war. So let's deploy this. Okay, that has been deployed successfully. I didn't get any error. So you may be wondering, how can we call this? So what I'm going to do at first is I'm going to extract this here before I'm able to call it. So let me extract initial.war. Then I got this inflating more or less like a code or a path to the file. So which means I'll be using this to start that file. But before I do that, I'm going to start up a basic netcat. I think I used verifying the ports that I'd used earlier. I'm just going to go back 2332. Okay, great. So let's clear the screen and do nc tac nlvp2332 listening. So I copied this. I'll go over to my browser. Then I'll start that I gave it initial, so which means there must be an initial file created in there. Now to fire that thing up, I'm just going to clean this thing and go for initial. Then I'm going to pass the link which was given to me in the file. Run this thing, and just like that, we got this initial access here. So if I do the who am I, we can see we are running as NT authority. That seems to be like the highest, and now that's happening because remember here, if I come over here and do who am I, we can see we are the administrator, so we have that NT authority level. We didn't have to bother escalating privileges, but we can maybe do some other enumeration to dump credentials. Over here on the Windows box, if I do maybe some basic enumeration just to show you net users, this is actually a full-fledged domain controller. You will see it got a ton load of users. I think almost 5,000 users on this domain controller. So it's not just a server, no, it's fully configured as a domain controller in a Windows Active Directory domain. So it's almost about 5,000, I think, I'm not sure. All right, so I'm going to also show you there are quite a bunch of net groups. You see there are a ton of them also, close to about, I think 2,000 or so. Okay, great. So I'm going to clear this. Now, falling back here, we have initial access. And our initial access is actually NT authority. So what can we do? I said I was going to showcase some crack map exec stuff to us, which is the whole essence of this. So, but let's see if we can maybe take this our initial access and look for a way to extract credentials, which is what will allow us to be able to do crack map exec, which is what I want to showcase. Okay. So let's try to use net command to see if we can use net command to do some magic. Okay, so I'm going to come in here, net user. We want to add, let's say we call this backdoor and give it the password of keyboard 1 2 3 4. Then let's add this. Let's see if this will allow us to add this. Great, so we're able to add ourselves as users. So let's try to add ourselves to administrator group. So we'll go net user, net group, local group, backdoor. Let's add that user. Great, so let's go to the domain level. How about we try to add this user to domain? So net group. So we're going to go for group domain domain admin. Let's see if we have the right to, since we're actually admin. Backdoor. We are backdoor, so let's see if we can add ourselves. But in this case, we're going to use the add, then we're going to use the domain. I'm not sure if this is going to work. That worked like charm. Okay, great. So we are already now to verify. We can use the net group just to verify. Let's see domain admins if we're in there. Wrong spelling. Net groups. Okay. Domain admins. Did I do the wrong spelling? Domain admins. That worked. Domain admins command completed successfully. Okay. A good way to verify is let's try to use these credentials which you've created just to verify that password to do some crack map exec stuff. Let's see. So I'm going to come in the screen here and I'm going to clear this screen. So let's try to see if I think I have crack map exec on my Ubuntu. I hope I do, so I don't have to switch to the Kali box, but I think I'm going to try that here. Let's see if we can. If we can't, I might have to switch to Kali box. So over here, the first thing we're going to do is crack map. Okay, it's there. Great. Let's do SMB on the IP 192.168.0.1. 110. Then we're going to try to see if we pass the username, which we have is backdoor. Just to verify, backdoor, all looks good. Okay. Then the password which we created was capital pass, I think. Just to verify that. Okay, Grace, I think it's capital KEYBOARD 1 2 3 4. So we're going to try and use maybe a particular exploit. Let's try the method. I think I'm going to go for zero logon first. Let me see if this works. Module not found, so I may have to switch to my Kali box. This is bad. Okay, I'm going to try something else. Maybe try MS17. I think it's MS17 010. So I may have to switch to my Kali box. This is bad news. All right. Okay, so it's pretty much tough to switch to my Kali box at this time. I'm just going to try to test this against log4j. I've got a log4j testing script. Let me see if this target is vulnerable. I doubt if the server is, because it just ran an update. So, but maybe I need to poke around and look for probably somewhere within the server that's got a vulnerability that we may exploit, but I won't be doing that in this video. Also, I had tried the crackmac exec on my Ubuntu. Doesn't seem to be responding pretty much fine. I'm just going to try one more time and see. If it doesn't, then we might be stopping this video here. Maybe I will have another part of the video to showcase. I'm going to go after the protocol SMB, the IP 192.168.0.110. Then we'll go for the TACU username. We had created, what was the username we created? Okay, it's right there. I think it's this user backdoor. Then we gave it a password of keyboard 1 2 3 4. So let's see if we can actually connect to this. Barely. Okay. Yeah, that seemed like it's fine. Can I list shares? Oh, so it's working anyways. Not sure why. Okay, I'm going to try those other modules which I tried earlier and see if it's going to work this time around. So what we're going to do is we're going to first try a particular method. Let's try it at let's pass the zero logon and see if this is going to work. Module not found, so I think these modules are not actually installed. I'm going to try and see if I can do load mimicat. Well, let's see if that's going to work. So I'm going to do local, I think it's local auth. Then I'm going to pass that tag m. Tag m doesn't seem to be working on this thing. Mimikatz. See if this won't work. I doubt. Okay, there seems to be a problem with my command. Oh, should pass the double tag. Then see if this is going to work. It's threw back an error. Okay, cool. All right, so I think this will be it. I'm just doing another map scan. I'm going to go after port 8080. Let me see if I'll find something useful there. Well, this is my log4j thing. Although I doubt. Okay, if nothing, then I guess I promise I'm going to have to make another video because obviously there's Java here. So we might make another video where we'll go over this and showcase that exploits. I'm sure there's Java on that box. 7676, and I'm sure there's the Java login capability enabled here. So I'll be glad to showcase that. All right, thanks guys, and see you in the next recording.